Well, that's when he said the infamous line that sent everybody in a tizzy.
What line?
Yeah, what you talking about?
I missed that.
Yeah, I did too. What he say, Ken?
Mike's stupid.
What did he say?
What he say, Ken?
Well, I gotta say it.
Like, what did he say? I'm looking at list.
Well, why I gotta say
I don't remember
You looking up
what
on
song was it on?
Clickbait.
On Clickbait?
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember any
Look up
infamous
Genius,
line.
Mike.
Yeah, what happened
I'm on there. It says Clickbait focused on drug use.
He want to prove that he's not homophobic. He said he would go to great measures to prove that.
What kind of measure could you possibly go to that would, besides just saying I'm not homophobic?
I mean,
You can say it. You can say it, man. Just
I
do it.
can't say it.
You can't say it.
Would someone like to read the lyric? Because I don't know what y'all are talking about. I'm gonna go to Genius right now because I
Feefo,
don't.
what'd he say? That's your
What he
I
say?
don't know
What
what
he
the
say?
fuck he said.
What he say, people?
I don't know what the hell he
Somebody
said.
gonna take y'all sound bite.
Nah, man, I don't know.
What he say,
I
people?
don't know, man. He was talking about some things that he might want to do.
What he
I
want?
don't even know. I don't even know. It ain't my turn yet.
What he say, Mike? What he say, Mike?
All jokes aside, so he said he's talking about the Charlemagne thing, and he said I ain't that type of artist. Respect my name and we can talk about it. I'd suck a dick just to prove it ain't that way, nigga. What? But then he says right after that, he says 99% don't really listen to what I say. So he made a point. Obviously, the song is called Clickbait. He put that line in there as clickbait. So it makes sense.
And it worked.
It did.
It worked.
Dead and Hip Hop, Logic, Confessions of a Dangerous Mind.
Confessions, huh? These are my confessions.
Oh, shit. Man, look, before we get into the review, make sure you check out everything Dead End branded. So that means check out the podcast network. We got hella podcasts. Make sure you check out Dead End Studios ATL. Video, audio, whatever you need. If you want to throw an event, we got you. Hit us up. Google it. The phone number's there. Email's there. We got rates. We got all of that. Hit us up. Back to the review. Logic, Confessions of a Dangerous Mind. I said I wasn't going to start this one, Ken, so you can start off.
I was actually
Go ahead.
really.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
Dang, B.
No, I don't.
Because B is a hater.
Yeah, whatever. Going into this, really, I didn't want to listen to. Y'all know. I already said it in the tweet. I didn't care to listen to this. So, you said what?
Because you're a hater.
Why didn't you care to
Why?
listen?
Yeah.
Why did you care to listen to it?
I'm just kind of like,
You're over Logic?
yeah, at this point, really. I mean, you know, but I will say the first
Yeah, start
the
off.
first three,
Yeah.
maybe 3 tracks.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, Confessions of a Dangerous Mind, and I
It's
don't
like,
know
what is everybody
I
talking
don't know why
about?
people was dogging the joint out with him and Eminem so much. I thought that was a
Yeah.
that's a track.
Cool thing to do.
Yeah.
Oh, because I was
You got
listening
two
to it.
whipping boys in the same song.
Yep.
Oh, yeah,
That's what it is.
true.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Because I
ain't
mean,
think
listen
about
to it.
that.
It was actually like fucking rapping and everything.
It was
so I was
good.
like, why people
It
were
was
dogging
legit
this out?
good. It was a good track.
And yeah, you know, wannabe was. I mean, I get the whole wannabe thing about. You know, we talk about in the current state of hip hop and social media and everything. So I mean,
Which he used that to get into Act 2 of his album.
Why you
Yeah.
look like that?
I mean, the hooks on here was so horrible. Oh my god. Yeah, the hooks was like Mama. The joint with Gucci Man was that.
You crazy.
That,
I see.
I'm a bad motherfucker. He's so icy. I'm so clean. That shit was tight, bro.
trolling the shit.
That shit was tight.
Yeah, y'all trolling the shit. Y'all trolling the shit out of me. He's icy now. This album took a horrible roller coaster for the worst. I think, like
Like a
really.
nosedive.
After Clickbait, after Clickbait,
After
That shit was
Clickbait?
tight.
Right at Clickbait.
yeah, it was.
Or after.
Track 4, bro. Get a man a little bit.
No,
They got a little bit.
off of me.
That's 3.
Damn. So
Yeah.
at track 4 went downhill?
Yeah, it was.
I mean, he was going up the roller coaster. It's just like,
Yeah, it was just bad.
Free fall, huh?
Free fall. Yeah.
Damn.
I just thought the hooks on here was terrible, and it's amazing how like the stuff that he used to talk about, like saying that he wouldn't, you know, the thing that he always criticized hip hop being. I feel like in a lot of these songs, he was doing that. Like he was.
yeah, it was almost purpose. Like,
Yeah.
like what I think I told y'all this off camera is like, I felt like he was saying like, talking about like bitches and stuff like that on like every track. I was like, why is
He
he
fucking hoes and shit
Why
like
is he
that.
But that's why
doing that?
if that's why Wannabe, the placement of Wannabe and what he was talking about Wannabe, it seems intentional because it almost felt like, it felt like it set up what the rest of the songs are about when he was talking about the state of hip hop.
I mean, I thought Lost in Translation was a dope, like a.
Yeah, he finished it strong.
He finished it strong.
Like, it was like, what?
But from between Clickbait all the way to Bobby, oh man, Bobby was so horrible. Just.
Oh, never mind. I take that back about Wannabe. He was talking about social media,
That's what I'm saying.
not the state of rap.
Yeah, it's talking
Never
about
mind.
Nah, man.
But yeah,
it wasn't no setup. It was just like,
Nah, it wasn't a setup.
It wasn't no setup. It was just like, what are you doing?
Yeah, it was just like a super contradiction and stuff. It's like of him talking about the state of hip hop and then you doing a lot of these songs, you're doing everything in the songs that you talk about in hip hop. So after that, I was done.
I just don't know anymore. I mean, I knew we were in trouble when I saw the Red Skull.
Really?
The Red Skull. You talking about the cover?
Yeah.
No, that was that Thanos snap. Y'all trying to Thanos snap the boy Logic. And he's telling y'all that he's not gonna be Thanos snapped. The skull is coming back in. See, it's too deep.
It's not going out. It's coming back.
It's too deep.
Oh shit!
See, you tried to Thanos snap him.
Oh, okay.
Logic can't be Thanos snapped. We even got the fucking time stone and all that shit.
It's going to reverse.
Yeah, see.
So why does he got paint on his fingers? I saw people talking about it on Twitter, and I think I've said this before. I don't know if I said it on here, but I don't ever run the listen to albums when they drop. But I saw people talking about it on Twitter, and I'm like,
really?
I saw people saying, don't review this. And they didn't want us to review
I ain't
this.
seen nobody talking about this shit.
No, I saw people
I didn't
saying
say
they didn't want us to
positively
review it.
be.
I'm just saying, I didn't see nobody talking about this at all.
Yeah, I saw some tweets about it, and I'm like, man, it can't be that bad.
Right.
And then I put it on, I'm like, oh man, the first 3 tracks, I was like, what are people talking about?
Right.
Then Clickbait hit. And I'm like, okay, well, Clickbait, maybe the content, maybe, he's he's doing this, to relate the song and the content. And of course, we already know what he said about Charlemagne, which,
What are you saying?
Charlemagne.
What did he say about Charlemagne?
Charlemagne accused him of being homophobic. They found a tweet that he wrote back in 2011, August 6, 2011. It popped up on some blogs. And so what he said was legit. And
well, who said what was legit? Charlemagne?
I guess if Charlemagne accused him of being homophobic because of the tweet or saying homophobic things. I haven't heard it myself personally, but I did. You did? Okay. What did he say?
He didn't really accuse him of being homophobic. What it was is he asked him about something that Logic said, I believe on a Vlad interview, where Logic said, I wouldn't really be comfortable listening to a gay rapper talking about gay sex or whatever. That was really all that it was. And so Charlemagne asked him, and Logic was like, I didn't say that. And Charlemagne was like, well, I heard you said this. I don't know for a fact because I didn't watch it. But he's like, but just so you know, if you did say it and you're saying you didn't, then the fans are going to jump on you. But then Logic said it again. And he didn't say anything bad. It definitely wasn't homophobic. He just said, I don't want to listen to a gay rapper rapping about dudes. I don't want to listen to that.
Well, that's when he said the infamous line that sent everybody in a tizzy.
Obviously, the song is called Clickbait. He put that line in there as clickbait. So it makes sense.
And it worked.
It did.
It worked. It was
did.
a string, but it matched the song and the title.
I mean, he could just say I'm not homophobic, though.
I mean,
But
yeah.
that ain't clickbait though.
But and I don't think anybody was really accusing him of really being homophobic. Not that I saw, at least. I've never thought of Logic as being
This was my first time hearing of this
Yeah, me
at
too.
all.
Me too.
And, we've been following Logic
From the start.
second project since damn near day one, or almost near the beginning. So I've never heard Logic being accused of that or even saying anything out of the way like that. So that was a revelation for me.
Right.
But yeah, the nosedive, I think for me, man, it was all downhill until it came to the end.
I don't think I've ever listened to an album that has taken a nosedive like this before.
Damn, y'all hating, bro.
Like I was trying to really think like what album that I was like, oh man, this shit is dope, and it just takes a nosedive. It's just like we say a roller coaster, how it has twists and turns, some up and downs, but no, this is like a straight nosedive. Like seriously.
Yeah. There was no like it not like the roller coaster, right?
Yeah.
It went down and then some, there was no bringing you back up until like
the end.
At the end of the song, but that's the end of the ride.
Yeah, exactly.
Like it's free fall, you hit the ground and then you're off of it. And then that's it. unlike those rides, like there's no thrill that comes with it.
I'm checked out. Don't look at me.
Y'all really going hard on the boy Logic today.
No, it was simple.
What?
It was simple, but it hit so hard. It hit so hard.
God damn. Y'all really trying to tear the boy Logic down.
I'm not.
What'd he do to you?
I'm nothing. I'm not. You know how we do, man. We gotta we judge it on the music, man, and the music ain't hitting. It's not there. It's not there, and it has nothing to do with this sound of music because I was cool with Schoolboy Q, and remember when I talked about an artist being able to rap and rap well over trappy type beats. You know, that was a reference point for me, and I'm gonna use it as a reference point for this. Very derivative. You know, easy to do. You know, a cop out. Trying to gain more of a mainstream appeal by doing these songs that people tend to gravitate to.
It would sound like he was bored of rap to me. It sounded like
then
I could
Tyler.
rap.
No, he tried to do Tyler on hold on, what song was it? Where he was trying to fucking sing or
Cocaine?
something. Was it Cocaine?
He was singing on that.
It might have been.
But what I was saying, Ken, is it's like the epitome of like
What song was it?
I can just rap. And so I'm just gonna pick some beats and rap over them and just rap anything. Because,
Okay, yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
But we know you can rap.
Yeah.
And we know you can rap
Exactly.
well. But then when you rap over these type of beats, I'm picking some beats and you rap over these beats.
Right.
You're not rapping well. You're giving us corny lines.
Exactly.
So it's not hitting. It's not connected.
Yeah.
And that's the problem.
So this album, the first two songs, I was like, oh shit. And I agree with everybody else. Right after that, it was like, what the fuck? It goes from oh shit to what the fuck real quick. And I have some major issues, right? Because, you know, he on this project he talks about having issues with people comparing him to his contemporaries, right? And comparing your own projects against each other. And to me, that's like everything anti Kendrick's Control verse. Because this is supposed to be hip hop. And there is supposed to be certain tension, and people are supposed to claim certain thrones, and you're supposed to prove yourself. This is not just supposed to be happy-go-lucky every fucking body. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's evident in him doing that song with Joyner Lucas. You can be cool, but goddamn embrace the beef. You know what I'm saying? And it doesn't have to be on some fucking gangster kill you, gun stabbing, you know, I see you in the club, it's on type shit. Nigga, keep that shit on wax. I just feel extremely let down by the fact that Logic just feels like he's soft as shit. And I feel that he doesn't have any real substance in his music anymore, because when he was coming up, you know, and I had to go back, like after listening to this shit, I had to go back and I'm like, bro, he talks about that I still rap about the same shit. Some of the shit you rap about now is the same shit. The peace, love, and positivity. That's always been there. I give you credit on that. But on the come up, you were talking about the come up and being with your homies and being from Maryland and doing this shit for the sake of hip hop. That's why your shit was super dope. Now you're trying to be the poster child of issues. And you're masquerading the fact that being a dope rapper is more than that. You know what I'm saying? Like you're supposed, the music is supposed to be dope. Like there's a certain bar, a measure of lyrical ability that you placed on yourself that you are no longer holding yourself to. This is extremely lazy the way he's rapping now. His lines are corny, his lines are cheesy, and when I go back, that's the main difference, is that your lines held more weight. And the weight that you're trying to hold now, again, is just being a poster child of mental illness and being bullied and all of that. And that's cool, you know, like, but he's lost who Logic was. You know what I'm saying? When he was coming up. And I that's why this is so bad. And that's why I don't understand the trajectory of of his career. Because bro, like I understand having some duds. And remember, we even had that conversation when we were in LA a couple years ago. Like, at what point should you stop? You know, I'm at the point where, bro, like, you should stop. You have rap, you have bars, you have flow, but the substance overall just isn't there anymore. And you know, and I've talked about y'all could go way back, way back to super early than hip hop. I've always said once an artist reaches a certain peak, like sometimes they fall off because it's like, what do you talk about? Because a lot of success in rappers' careers are the progression, trying to make it to a certain point. And once you get to that point, how do you reinvent yourself to still accompany those day one people along that way? You know what I'm saying? Like Jay did it. Jay brought it back with 444. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're a day one Jay-Z fan, he's not talking about the same shit being in Marcy Projects and hustling these dimes and nicks. He's telling you about the art and how that's what he's hustling now. But the who that person is has not changed. You know what I'm saying? Like just where he's at. And I feel that Logic has changed. And that's not a bad thing because we all evolve and get older, but it's just not what I expected or anticipated for him to be at once he got to this point. You know what I'm saying? And then when I was even going back to, I want to say it was Young Sinatra, Undeniable. Like he has a song on there where, you know, I want to say it's the last song on that project where he's talking about leaving the underground. You know what I'm saying? And that shit really resonated with me because this shit right here, you lost all of those roots. You really did from a production standpoint. Again, from your lyrics holding weight, you sound great. Like the motherfucker got flow. He got all of that shit. But he's just missing a lot of the sauce. You know what I'm saying, that he once had. And I'm not anticipating another Logic project. Like the music is no longer for me. It no longer brings me in.
I gotta follow that. God damn. Yeah, I agree with what people just said. Yeah, man. Like, now when I did listen to this the first time, the first thing I did say is I was like, okay, it's not good, but I didn't think it was that much worse than his last 3 or 4 albums, and I still don't think it's that much worse than his last 3 or 4 albums. I think the problem is exactly what you said. The substance here is not there. When I listen to this, and that's where I do disagree with you, I don't think he really has flow anymore. Because it's funny, I did the exact same thing you did. I listened to this and I was like, God damn. It's like, was he always like this? And I went back and I listened to Undeniable, and I listened to the very first mixtape that we reviewed, the just regular Young Sinatra one. Yeah. And no, like when he rapped back then, he sounded confident, he was on the beat, and now it's like he's got this thing in his head where he thinks that if he raps really fast, then he's automatically a great rapper. And it's like, no, not if like, that's not how you came in the game doing that. You came in the game just having dope bars and having content that we could actually resonate. But this shit, when the first song came on, you know, oh, I'm the king, she's my Coretta, and I was like, all right, it's kind of corny, whatever. When it got to Homicide, I was just like, okay, now you're doing your best Jid impression. And it was just like, this really isn't doing it for me. And then after that, it was like damn near every song, he's just but when you really sit down and analyze what he's saying, he's not saying anything.
I ain't had to analyze shit. It just, I could hear it just off top, like you're not saying nothing, bro. Like you're not saying anything.
You're trying to sound cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I thought it was intentional. I was like, is he doing this on? Is he trolling?
No.
This is a troll album?
No, because I saw some of his fans saying that shit, and I was like,
oh, people are saying that?
Out. Yeah, a couple of his fans were like, you know, I saw a video. I don't remember the guy's name, but he's like, oh, I kind of think that he's just setting us up, and this is like not really what he's meaning for this album to be, and he's gonna do another album that's gonna be back to a lot. Y'all are trying too hard.
Yeah.
Just accept the fact that Logic dropped an album that's just not good.
Right.
And the only thing that part of me was like, okay, at least there's no fucking corny ass skits on this shit. And what's funny is, you know, if you listen to shit on Spotify, and Spotify will put up an ad after you listen to it for a while, I thought it was a Logic skit. I thought one of those corny ass commercials was a Logic skit, and I was like, God damn it, Logic, we were almost there. But then I realized it wasn't a skit.
Wow.
But yeah, this album, to me, it's really not much worse than his last couple of projects. I have not liked what Logic has done in a while. And it definitely seems like he's getting worse, because it was, I'm trying to remember what song it was. Okay, Pardon My Ego. That's for me where it really just went to shit. And I just stopped paying attention. Pardon My Ego, it was some line about, oh girl, you want to give me some head? How about some self-love instead? And I was like, dude, what? What are we doing right now? And I also have that line about, when I spit my line, they're the cleanest. All you haters can suck my penis. And it's just like, dude, who the fuck is writing these shitty ass bars for you? Yeah. And there was another line in that song. I think it was a song with his dad, Bobby, where he's like, "I'm biracial, only in my penis."
Man,
it's like, dude, these are the shittiest bars that you've ever dropped. So, part of me is like, was he always like this, or was there some kind of shift? And if there was a shift, where is the shift? And I don't care enough to go back and listen to those albums again to figure out where the shift is, but I know he wasn't always like this.
I think the shift is just the criticism that he's received over the years.
So you make it worse?
No, I think he's fucking confused now. I think he's confused, man.
He kind of alludes to the negative comments he's received on social media, on the album, and how it's bothered him, but he's trying to ignore it now and just focus on being even more positive.
Yeah, he can't be Drake. He needs to just be like Drake and just kind of embrace the shit almost, and just still do you. Yeah, no matter what people say. And it seems like he's having a hard time with that. It's what it seems like. It's how it comes off to me.
I said this about Drake, and it's like the more the worse his music has become, or the more basic and plain his music has become, the more popular he's become. And it feels like Logic, intentionally or unintentionally, is following that same template, that same formula. And his music is becoming very, very just basic and plain, and easy to follow and easy to listen to. The difference is that I don't know, or let me take that back. I don't know if it's successful for him, because I haven't seen the growth. But I don't really follow him like that. I know he's still extremely popular and huge on the internet. But I think it stops there, and I've said this before. I think his popularity is just on the internet.
His fan base is primarily internet people,
younger people.
Exactly. It's not, that's his primary demographic. His support system comes from the internet. Younger, I would say, 18 to 27.
But nothing's wrong with that.
No, nothing is wrong with that. It's just identifying the base. That's.
Yeah, but it almost sounds like you guys are kind of putting a detriment around that. Because, he's only 29. He's not even 30 yet, right?
I don't know.
Yeah. Okay, so even if he's 30, it seems like he would still be making music for 18 to, let's say, 32, 33, 34. So I don't really think it's that big of a problem that his popularity stops at these internet people. I just think the problem is Logic has kind of, just like you said, he's kind of lost focus at this point. He's not making impactful music whatsoever. All he's doing now is just saying, look at me, I can rap. But the thing is, you're rapping about really nothing. Because when I sit here and I listen to
nothing
what you're saying,
or what other people are rapping about.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's not interesting.
Right.
It's not interesting at all. Around Commando, I was really thinking it was almost over. Commando is track 8, and there's 16 tracks on this motherfucker. This album was a fucking chore. It was an absolute chore.
I feel like he needs to make a more personal album. Especially with all the shit that happened to him, like his wife leaving and all that type of shit.
Again, going back to the older Logic projects, like when you listen to the the Young Sinatra series, you know what I'm saying? Like those joints, what's the other one he had? Where he kind of gives you, glimpses of that story of him, you know what I'm saying, being in the moment. And I feel Logic hasn't been in the moment of his life, sharing it with us in a very long time.
Right. Only thing you're talking about is like how people fucking pick on him, like the whole biracial shit.
The biracial internet. Isn't that interesting that y'all just said that he stopped the internet, but everything on here is him crying about the fucking internet.
Yeah.
So it does make sense. And even on the cover, it's his phone. He has this hand. If you look close, he's looking at his phone.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, get more personal, man. Talk about some of the shit that's going on with you personally. Like,
but that's not. I don't think that's gonna make it better.
I do think that would make it better.
I don't think it's gonna make it better.
I think it would, because I think to make an album like that, he would have to do a different sound.
Exactly.
I think he's gonna be doing the same.
Even if he did that, I think if he added a different type of content, I think it would be better.
But Logic is gonna make it. I think, and this is the problem that I've had for his last couple of albums. You get detached very quickly, and I think that even if he talked about this personal stuff, you're gonna detach. Because he's still not gonna say it in a way that's gonna make you care, because it's now coming from Logic.
He's gonna start trying to make it sound cool.
Yes.
Because he's still trying to appeal to that fan base that like a certain type of style of
and
music
not be
that's
vulnerable,
online.
and not actually be vulnerable about it. Yeah, I guess you.
Right.
I mean, I think he's definitely making himself sound vulnerable on some of this, but it just doesn't come off sincere. It comes off whiny.
Yep.
Like you're crying because like there was a line on here. There was something about every time I drop a song. Fuck, what song was it? It might have been the first song. Every time I drop a song, they say it's hot or whack, but they don't care that it came from the heart, something like that. But when I heard that line, I was just like, yeah, it was fine when everyone was bigging you up on the internet.
Right.
But now that you have people that are actually calling you out and saying like, yo, some of the shit you're doing is not that great. Now you want to cry about it. It's like you're trying to take some kamikaze tips, but you don't want to go the route that Eminem has gone. The biggest problem people have with Eminem right now is he complains too fucking much. And now you're trying to do the same shit. And then he said something about, you know, why do you think that these rappers are overdosing at home? It's like, bro, stop.
Yeah, I didn't
Man,
really
come
care for
on,
that
dog.
much.
Like,
So I'm saying that shit's weak.
yeah, oh, yeah, that's what it was.
That shit's weak as fuck.
They always compare me to others, and then now you know why rappers are at home overdosing in their crib. No, they're not. They're not overdosing in their crib because people are saying that they sound like Drake, Kendrick. Who else do they sound like? Jid. That's not why they're overdosing.
And the timing of that with what happened with Mac Miller, I don't know if he put that in there because of that. Yeah, I wasn't rocking with that.
Tacky.
I don't know what his intentions were behind that, or
to make people feel sorry for him.
Right, to try to say that their pain is also your pain, and if you don't be nice to him, then that's going to be him.
Right.
You know, eventually, or at some point, or could be. It's just like, nah, man, that ain't it.
No, it's not, and I don't think anybody wants anything negative to happen to Logic.
Absolutely not.
But I think putting that kind of shit out there in the atmosphere is not good for you, your career, or anything else.
I don't know, man. This project just was not. It was not good, and it didn't hit on no levels.
He's trying too hard.
He is. He really
He's trying
is.
too hard.
Is he trying too hard, or is he not trying hard
No, he's
enough?
trying too hard because all he's focusing now on is trying to be this rapidy rap guy.
I look at it differently. I see it opposite. I think he's not trying.
It's not easy to cram 3 billion syllables into a song.
I think
not.
for him it is.
I don't at all. I don't think it's easy. I think what it is he's not good enough of a rapper to do both. To have a whole bunch of syllables and still have a whole bunch of content. One of those things had to be sacrificed. Unfortunately, he sacrificed the content. So now all you have is a whole bunch of fucking words.
Because it's easier to do the syllables than to do the content.
Yes.
Because the content, it has to... For
Well,
people
that's
to
what I'm saying then. I think we said the same thing then. You said it's easier to do the syllables than the content, right?
Yeah.
No, I said it's not easy to cram a whole bunch of syllables into a song, and you said you think it is easy.
It's
I don't think
easier.
it's easy in general.
Yeah, it's not
but
easy in general, but it's easier for Logic to cram those syllables than to pull
Than to
out
connect
more.
people?
Exactly.
So that's what I'm saying. That's
Okay.
what he said.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
I think it is, and it's apparent because realistically, since after Under Pressure, it's been downward spiral, and it's not even coming back up a little bit at all. It's still going down. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, man.
Some people beg to differ though.
The man is still talented. He has a talent to rap, but he's just not using his powers the way it should be used.
It's funny you say Logic should just stop. I don't know if I'm at that point yet.
Yeah.
But he definitely needs to recalibrate.
Yes.
He needs
absolutely.
to control alt delete his whole career and start the fuck over because this shit is not the way. Like, I don't know what he's doing.
You're gonna fall off at this rate. Like if you continue down this road that you're going, those fans aren't always gonna be there.
Because you're gonna blend in with everybody else, and the theatrics of what you're doing on homicide, you know, is not gonna be enough to carry.
Exactly.
You know, so yeah.
M can still ride that wave for a little while longer because he's been doing that kind of shit for a minute. Logic trying to jump into that lane. And did y'all notice how much he fucking name drops rappers on this shit? It's like every fucking song he's name dropping Kanye, Nicki, Gambino. Dropped Gambino twice. You know, like Cudi. It's like what is going on with Logic? Like, what is
I
happening?
just think he's confused, man. I think
He made
What do you think he's confused about?
I think he made it, man.
We can wrap it up soon if you want, but what do you think? Oh no, I just want to get what he.
Yeah.
What do you mean by confused?
I just think with all of the backlash, all of the blogs, all of the criticism, it's just put him in a weird place where he just don't know who he is anymore. Everybody talking about how he's, criticizing how he's always talking about being biracial. I think it's too much for him. I don't think he has the skin of Drake, is what I would say. Drake has very tough skin.
Yes.
And Logic just doesn't.
Got it.
That is a very
makes
good point.
sense.
I think that's part of it, but I also think, to add on, is I think he made it. You know how hard it is to make it in this industry?
Yeah.
And to be able to get somebody on the phone, to be able to get a song with Eminem, like who he may have been an idol, so
Right.
to come up.
It's like, you can't tell me shit.
So yeah, I got all these people in my phone, I'm name dropping them. It's different from where the game do it. It's like, now it's more, I'm bragging that I do know these people. I fucking made it, man. Out of where I came from with his situation, to rise above the ranks and to get to where I'm at now.
But then why is he crying then? If he feels like he got to this point,
Because that goes
and
back
he
to what
made
Rod is
the
saying.
confused part.
Yep.
Right.
Because he even says that shit, that fucking horrible Kanye bar. It was something around the idea of, I want to have bipolar the way Kanye does because that shit made him a genius. And it's like, you were saying earlier how he wants to be the face of these mental illnesses and these subjects and all that shit. Then why would you say something that stupid on a fucking song? You think people that have bipolar disorder want it because it might make them a musical? That is the dumbest shit. Maybe what it is maybe Logic doesn't have those people in his corner anymore. And I don't know him like that, but maybe he had a team back then, and when that team walked the fuck away, it was like when
You got a whole bunch of yes men now.
what's Rhymefest? It was like when Rhymefest walked away from Ye, it was like weird shit started happening. Maybe that's what's going on with Logic. Because this music is noticeably bad. Noticeably bad. And I don't get it. And Logic can get upset all he wants about what people on the internet are saying. You put yourself here, bro. No one made you be a rapper. No one. So don't fucking cry later on because people are talking about your music like that. Either make better music or stop giving a fuck about what the haters say. But talk about haters can suck your penis. Man, make better music and maybe they will. Shit. Know what I'm saying?
And that was a good point about Drake having thick skin.
It was a really good
because
point.
he really does.
Confessions of Dangerous Mind, Homicide, and Lost in Translation.
Confessions of a Dangerous Mind, Homicide, Wannabe. Wait, hold on. Lost in Translation.
Right.
Right. And don't be afraid. No, just play. Don't be afraid to be different.
What you got, man?
Homicide.
Homicide, yeah, I forget one.
The first two and the last one.
Yeah, so everybody got the same shit. Yeah, it's fucking crazy. Like that doesn't happen often. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's fucking crazy.
Yeah, Logic, if you're watching, just it's unfortunate that going from, I remember when we first reviewed him the first time in 2011, 2012. For me being, happy and ecstatic about this new artist and like how dope you is, and it's like now we come to this and it's like I'm at a point where I don't even really care to hear any of your projects, man. That's not good. That's not good at all. It shouldn't be that way. Like a great artist I should always be looking forward or be excited that you dropping a project. At least some of my favorite artists, I'm always excited.
Logic, if you're watching, man, shit, man, I don't even know, bro. I really don't even know what to say. I mean, you've become extremely successful, obviously. We doing what we always do is judging it based on the music. I know there was some commentary about your career as well, because I think they kind of go hand in hand in terms of our critique, at least for me. All the talent in the world, man, but I just think you're better than this. And I didn't rock with this album. And kind of going back to what B was saying, like, when you hear there's a new Logic album, I don't want to go into a project having the feeling that I'm going to be disappointed because I've been disappointed by the previous projects before. It should be the other way around. And it's unfortunate that we at the point, at least when it comes to your project with me, that's where I'm at. So, but you know, I'll just leave it there. Yeah, that's all I got.
Logic, if you're watching, you're probably upset by now. You more than likely turned the video off by now. But if for some bizarre reason you've made it through, I don't know what you're doing. And at this point, it really doesn't make any difference to me. I'm not your demographic, and I feel like you've shown it very clearly that you don't give two fucks what we think. So yeah, keep not giving a fuck what we think. And at this point, I will begin to not really give that much of a fuck about what you're doing musically because it doesn't resonate with me at all.
Right.
And yeah, I don't know what to tell you. What was wrong?
Now I'm saying that's sad in this point that you get to the point where you don't really care. Like,
you know what? I don't even think it's sad.
Oh, okay.
I don't even think it's sad. I think it's just a matter of growth. You're growing one way and I'm growing the opposite way. And that's perfectly fine. If you have a whole bunch of kids on the internet talking about how amazing your music is, focus on them. But if you want to appeal to more people than them, then I think that you really need to sit down and think about what you're doing. Is this the legacy that I want? Is this the kind of music that I want to continue making? And if the answer to those questions is no, regardless of how much money you make, you might want to start to think about recalibrating. But if you don't give a fuck, then don't give a fuck.
Alright, go ahead. Bro, you fucking up. Like,
I mean, that's real.
Politics, no BS, man. That's
I'm sorry. I wish I could have held that in.
you fucking up for real. You know, I don't know how else to put it, man. Like, you know, what I said is how I feel on the review, and it's been multiple projects now. It's not just like one or, you know, two questionable. Nah, bro, it's multiple. And I don't know how, you know, I'm not going to give you advice on how to fix it. You know, you're the creative. You're the one that, you know, creates scripts for movies and shit like that. So find a creative way to fix your shit, because where you going right now, you fucking up, bro.
it.
All right.